Hey guys, another day, another foundation review. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. Now this is the latest release from the brand and it's meant to be a really beautiful, perfecting, blurring, light to medium coverage sort of a product. And the idea is that you look as natural as possible, but with skin as perfect as possible. So I'm really excited about this one. I've been really into natural foundations lately. Probably for about a year and a half, maybe-ish. So super excited about this one. So we're gonna be doing a full review today. I'll do the full demo, I'll do the wear tests, I'll do the check-ins. I'll show you nice up close on my skin what this one looks like, and then I will let you know whether or not it is actually worth the hype. So a little bit of information about this one. It is a light to medium coverage complexion product that leaves the skin with an instantly flawless filtered effect. It's meant to create like a really soft, natural blurring finish on the skin, minimize fine lines, minimize pores. It's got stuff in it called the Quick Blur Complex to diffuse a look of pores and wrinkles. It's also got sodium hyaluronate. I'm pretty sure that's how that's pronounced. I have come across that ingredient recently. It was also in the KVD Beauty Apple foundation. My skin hated that foundation, so curious knowing that that ingredient is in this, whether or not my skin's gonna hate this as well. I hope not, because it sounds amazing. But it's got that in it to nourish the skin and to leave it really nice and hydrated. They claim that this will not clog pores, will not cake up, and will not settle into fine lines. They also say that it's sweat, humidity, and transfer resistant, light to medium coverage. It comes in 25 shades, and they're calling these flexible shades, and the idea is that, you know, one shade can sort of fit like 4 of the foundation shades. So they are still covering all 50 shades of the original like Fenty foundation. So this here is what the packaging looks like. It's called Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. You do get 32 ml of product in it. I actually think it's really cute packaging. I quite like it. It says light as air, blends and blurs to instant perfection. We all want instant perfection. So I'm gonna test out shade 12 here, but I do also have a backup shade 11 and shade 8. Like I said, they're flexible shades. There is a guide on the Fenty website that shows you like which shades, like it'll tell you whatever your foundation shade is, it will tell you which shade range you will be in this one. So that makes it a little bit more helpful. It sounds quite liquidy in there. Let's have a little look. Okay, yep, so it's definitely like a runny-ish sort of formula. Kind of reminds me of the Dior Backstage Face and Body. That one's got like a really beautiful lightweight liquid formula. Looks perfection on the skin. Like, oh, if you haven't tried that foundation, you absolutely need to. I will link the review. It's life-changing. Now, I'm just putting a little bit of mattifying primer on one side of my face, how I usually do in the review, so that we can see how it performs on both sides. I love the slogan for this. Look like you're doing the most while you're doing the least. That's like my motto for life. Now, application instructions on the website say to blend with your fingers or with a brush. So I'm going to go with a brush. I've spoken about this before. I hate applying foundation with my fingers because it all gets underneath my nails and turns into a hot mess. Okay, so picking it up on my Luxe foundation brush, I'm going to start blending this one over the skin. Oh, it's quite good coverage for something that's actually called like a light to medium coverage product. Oh my God, it's blending out so easily with the brush too. Oh, is this going to be one of those amazing like 2-second foundations? I love 2-second foundations. Like I don't want to spend ages and ages trying to get my skin look perfect. Like if we can do it quicker, it's better. I do think that shade is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. So I'm taking number 11 now. Number 11 is lighter and it also looks a little bit more like neutral. Oh yeah, see, that's better. Honestly, can say it applies like an actual dream. Like it's just so easy to smooth and blend across the skin. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're using a good quality foundation brush, like a stippling brush or a kabuki brush like this one, just to make sure that you get it really nice and blended and that you're not getting like streaks and lines on your skin. I literally love this. It makes your skin look so beautiful and it literally takes 2 seconds to blend out. Okay, very quick to blend out. It was actually quite easy to build up a little more coverage as well. You can see here just how well it's covered that blemish that was on this cheek here. It's really cancelled out majority of that redness. It feels so lightweight on the skin, definitely very airy. Definitely has blurred my pores, definitely has blurred my texture. I feel like my skin looks really pretty, but still very natural. And honestly, it literally took 2 seconds to blend it out. So here is my skin up close. See how like beautiful, it's like a radiant, sort of like a soft matte finish on the skin. It's got amazing blurring properties. Like I do feel like my skin looks really smooth. No settling into fine lines. I'm not seeing any cakiness that's happening just yet. It looks so smooth on the skin. Honestly feels like I am wearing a moisturizer. Like it doesn't even feel like I'm wearing a foundation. Really pretty. As far as the primed side versus the non-primed side, I do feel like the coverage is better on the primed side, but I feel like I'm such a broken record. I say this all the time. That's what you're going to expect. That's what a primer does. It gives you fuller coverage from a smaller amount of product. I've got the same amount of product on both cheeks, and I can just see a little bit more color kind of on this side in comparison to this side. So that's definitely something to note. And it's sort of like, it doesn't feel sticky at all. Like it's dried down to a really nice, soft, I don't know, it kind of feels like a velvety finish on the skin. It is just beautiful. So I'm going to chuck the rest of my makeup on. I might pop a tiny little bit of concealer just underneath my eyes. Maybe a little bit on this blemish as well. Yeah, I do think if you've got blemishes, if you've got, like, it's a light to medium coverage kind of a product. And if you've got things that you're wanting to cover, go in with a bit of concealer just to get you that extra coverage. Like, I think you should be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna put the rest on and I'll be back. All right, so I have been wearing the foundation for about an hour now. I did find that it powdered down really well. I feel like it still looks really soft and natural on the skin. Didn't have any issues blending concealer on it. Didn't have it like sort of transferring off or anything. Like it was really easy to work with. I do feel like I am like, you know, like quite radiant, like sort of looking like my skin looks glowy. It's not like a flat matte or anything. And it's still looking really nice and smooth. Like I said, I have had it on my skin for about an hour. So it's had time to sit. It's had time to oxidize. It's had time to settle, I guess is the best way to say. But yeah, there's no caking, there's no transferring. I feel like it doesn't look dry. I feel like it doesn't look like super textured. I feel like my pores still look really nice and smoothed. There may actually be a tiny bit of settling in this fine line up here on my forehead. So that is interesting. But overall, I feel like everything looks pretty damn good. So I'm going to start the wear tests now. So I'll be back in 6 hours to show you what it's looking like then. And then obviously later on tonight after I've been wearing it all day so we can see how it goes with a really good working over. All right, so I'm here with my first check-in of this foundation. She's been on for 7 hours now. It's actually looking really good. So I will say, as the time's sort of gone on, it's no longer feeling necessarily as lightweight as it did originally. Like I can definitely feel that I have foundation on my skin. It's not like naked skin, but it still is a lot more lightweight than a lot of other foundations that I have worn, so that's definitely good. As far as actual wear goes, it's looking really good. It's not cakey, it hasn't separated. It's definitely looking a little shiny, a little glowy, a little dewy, but not in a terrifying way, not like, oh my gosh, I need to touch up straight away. Like it's still, I feel like it's like a healthy kind of a dewy glow. Like I feel like I've just put on like a hydrating facial mist or something over the top of my foundation. Like I feel like that's what it looks like. Coverage has stayed on really well. And I did just do, like I just filmed a clothing try on haul. So I was putting things on, I was taking things off really regularly. I definitely bumped my nose a few times and it hasn't transferred off my nose, which is amazing to see. Like overall, I feel like it's looking really good. Here it is close up. I do still feel like it's really smooth. When I stretch the skin out, you know, there's not really any caking, there's not really any texture. I still feel like everything looks nice and blurred. No transfer of the product off my skin at all. There might be a teeny tiny bit of settling in that fine line up there, but it's not bad by any means. It's certainly not bad. And it definitely still has not settled or creased into my smile line. So pretty good results, I would say. As far as estimating on how it's gone so far, I feel like normally I would want to put a bit of powder on maybe in the next hour, like sort of to keep things where I like it, to keep things as matte as I like it. But obviously being that this is like a proper wear test, I won't be doing that, but we will touch it up again later and see just how well it touches up. Fingers crossed, when I come back later on, it's still looking this pretty. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, so I am back with my final check-in of this foundation. I'm all rugged up now. It got so freezing. It was like cold this morning and then warm, and now it's cold again. I've had so many outfit changes today. So, updates on the foundation. It is quite dewy, it is quite shiny, but we still have not had any caking or any separation, which I'm really, really happy about. I have had a little bit of foundation actually transfer off the tip of my nose now. I do have like a little bit of redness sort of poking through there. And, you know, obviously we've got a lot of glow going on, but I'm okay with that because I can retouch. I can reapply powder during the day. I can retouch. It's the caking and the separation and the texture. Like, I feel like a lot of foundations that we've tested out recently have just really turned gross on my skin, and I really love that this one has stayed looking really, really smooth, really flawless. Like, certainly it's dewy and it's very shiny, and I do look quite oily, but despite that, it still looks really nice and my skin still looks quite blurred. So here's a little close up look. Obviously we do have quite a bit of shine going on. I would expect that. You know, they made no claims about this formula, you know, helping to reduce shine or control shine or anything. It's definitely less shiny and less oily on the side where we applied that mattifying primer. Like, see the light reflecting here, but it's not so much reflecting here. So yeah, using a good quality mattifying primer is definitely going to help. Still no settling in my fine lines on my forehead. There's still no settling around my smile lines. And even like, you know, when I stretch the skin, no caking, no separation, no texture. Still looks really nice and smooth. Just a little wee bit missing from my nose here. I would say that's pretty impressive. Like, that's really, really, really good results, especially for a product that, you know, is just so quick and easy to apply, that really blurs the skin, that looks so beautiful and natural and smooth. I'm quite happy with these results. I am going to have a little go at actually touching it up. So I'm just taking some of our powder and I'm just going to start to mattify it. I'm just curious to see, you know, does it go all yucky? Some products can go yucky when you retouch them. Like, before, you know, making a final decision, I want to be like, you know, what does it look like when you do touch it up? Oh my God, it just looks like brand new on the skin again. I like this. Like, it's really mattifying down. Now that the shine's gone from the end of my nose, you can really see that sort of redness poking through. I'm not too overly concerned. Like I said, I did film like a clothing haul, so I was putting on clothing, taking it off, bumped my nose multiple times whilst doing that, and I wasn't really being that gentle. So yeah, I'm not like, oh, you know, it's a deal breaker. It's held up really, really well considering like all the madness that was going on. Yep, has touched up perfectly. No texture, no caking, hasn't caused like any like flaky or grainy or crepey sort of texture on the skin with retouching. I am really, really happy. I think that this is definitely going to become a product that I will use quite regularly. It's so quick to apply. It looks beautiful on the skin. It really blurs the skin, minimizes pores, minimizes texture. It's a really nice light coverage but can be built up. And like, look, you know, the redness of that acne spot still hasn't come through. So it's actually got, you know, reasonable coverage for something that's like a light coverage product. I would recommend using a mattifying primer, but I do think that this is really, really nice and it does get a thumbs up from me. And I look forward to continuing to wear this. Like, I just feel like on those days when I want my skin to look really nice, but I can't be bothered putting in too much effort, I feel like this is a perfect option. So there you go, guys. Those are all of my thoughts on the brand new Fenty Eazy Drop. I really, really like it. I'd love to know what you guys thought that it looked like on my skin. I'd love to know, have you tried it? How did you go with it? I would say definitely oily skin approved. And yeah, it's a really, really beautiful product. So as always, let me know what foundation you want to see reviewed next down in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And I love you guys heaps. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye.